Let's go over a movement that can really help with your spinal mobility, especially through your mid to upper back, otherwise known as your thoracic spine. Having mobility through this portion of your spine is really important because if we are restricted or tight through there, then sometimes our low back can take on some of that load, and our low back is really not meant to rotate much. So our low back and our hips can take a lot of that tension, and we can start to develop aches and pains from there. So this is a good exercise to work on that. So we're going to come into a hands and knees position. I'm going to come at an angle here so you can see my hip position. I'm going to tuck my toes under, hands plant in front of me, and I'm going to sit my hips all the way back onto my heels. That is kind of my anchor point here. I don't want to be rotating much through my low back. So if I keep my hips back and locked, that mobility is going to have to come from further up your spine, and that's what we want. So completely sit back here. I'm going to place one hand behind my head, and then I'm going to rotate open as far as I can through my shoulders and my mid back. So I'm going to open and twist, really using this bottom hand on the ground to kind of give you leverage and push open through that bottom hand to get as open and twisted as you can here. Again, there's not much movement through my low back and my hips. I'm only moving through my shoulders and through my spine. And then once I am at the top position, I pause for a second and then I come back down. Open and twist and come back down. Now from this front angle, what we're looking for is to hopefully get full turn to the side. So we want those shoulders to end up stacked on top of each other. So let's see if I can get to that end range here. I push open and I want this opening shoulder to stack right on top of my bottom shoulder to indicate that I have full spinal rotation through there and back down. So that's where we're kind of working towards with that mobility. Stick with that side, switch sides, and then we can do the same thing on the other side. And you may have one side that feels a little bit more open or restricted than the other one. Totally fine. Maybe spend a little bit more time on that side. But that's a great starter exercise to help open up that mid back, to help relieve low back pain, get you ready for golfing season, and just make sure you have good mobility through your spine so the rest of your joints are not taking on more than they need to.